Hey there! In today's video, we're going over the 2022-2023 TMSCA General Math Test number 1. Let's do it. Next, what is the ninth term in the sequence? -8, -3, 2, 7, and 12. Alright, so this problem is called an arithmetic sequence. I actually have a full video just on arithmetic and geometric sequences, which will be linked in the pinned card at the top. But let's continue with this problem. Alright, so what is the ninth term in the sequence? So first we need to find out the common difference. That is the number this arithmetic sequence is going up or going down by each time. So we can see that each time the number is increasing by +5. Alright, now using this and a few other things, we can solve for this equation. So first we need to know what the formula is. That's f of n is equal to f of -1 plus d times n minus 1. Alright, so now let's substitute our values. So first our n is just the value we're looking for. So in this case it's 9. So this becomes f of 9. Next, f of 1, that is just the first term in the sequence. So in this case that's -8. Next, the common difference, or d, that we already know is 5. And then our n is again 9, and then minus 1. Alright, so now we can simplify this to 8, and this becomes 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 plus -8, or 40 minus 8 is equal to 32, and that's your answer. Next, how many positive integral divisors does the number 54 have? Alright, so to solve this problem, I actually have a full video just on positive integral divisors, which will be linked in the pinned card at the top. But let's continue with this problem. So first we need to solve prime factorization. Again, I have a video on just how to do that in the pinned card at the top. Alright, so the prime factorization of the number 54. So first, what is a prime number? A prime number is just a number that can only be divided by itself and 1. So first, we need to check, is 54 a prime number? Well, no, 54 can be divided by more numbers other than 54 and 1. So let's find them out. First, 54 can be divided into 27 and 2. Next, 27 can be split into 9 and 3. Next, 9 can be split into 3 and 3. Now, 2, 3, 3, and 3 are all prime numbers because they can only be divided by 1 and themselves. So you cannot simplify this any further. Now we can use this to write our prime factorization. So we take the numbers 2 and 3 and we multiply them, but we have to put them to some exponent power. So we have to figure out what is the power we put them to. Well, for that we check how much times do they appear. 2 appears 1, so you put it to the power of 1, but you don't even need to write that. Or you could if you want, but it makes no difference. 3 appears 1, 2, 3 times, so you would put it to the power of 3. Alright. Now, so to solve for positive integral divisors, you need to take the exponent value. So we know that 2 is to the power of 1 and 3 is to the power of 3. So we can just take 1 and 3. Now we add 1 to each of these. So 1 plus 1 and 3 plus 1. And then just multiply them. So that's 2 times 4, which is 8. And that's your answer. Next, what is the sum of the GCF and LCM of the numbers 24 and 36? Alright, so I actually have a full video on these type of problems as well, which will be also pinned in the card at the top. But let's continue with this problem. Alright, so first you need to find the GCF, greatest common factor. So to do that, you can just subtract the difference. So 36 minus 24. That gets you 12. Alright, so 12 is your GCF. It's not always a GCF, but in this case it is, just because it goes into 24 and it goes into 36. Now, just in case it didn't, you would break it down 12 into its factors, like 3 and 4, 6 and 2, 12 and 1, and you would just cross off until you get the biggest one that goes into both 36 and 24. But in this case, that's just 12. So that's your GCF. So we can say 12 is our GCF. Now we're looking for the LCM. So all we have to do to find the LCM is take the two numbers 36, 24, divide one of them by the LCM. So let's divide 24 by 12. That gets you 2. And then you just multiply 2 times this number, 36, and that gets you 72. So now 72 is your LCM. Now you just need to add 12 and 72 to get 84. And that's your answer. Next, what is the lateral surface area of the rectangular prism below? Alright, there's a very simple formula for this, and that is just the perimeter times the height. It doesn't matter which base you choose, you just have to find the perimeter of that base and then the height of the other measurement. So let's solve it. So first, let's take this top base, 7, 14, and this side is also 7, and this side is also 14. That means the perimeter is going to be 42, because 14 plus 14 plus 7 plus 7 equals 42. Alright, now all we have to do is, we have to multiply 42 times the height, which is 4. 42 times 4 is 168, and that's your answer. Next, HEAT, then this symbol, WAVE has how many elements? Alright, this symbol is called an intersection. That just means you're taking the elements in common between the two sets. Alright, so we have HEAT in the first set, and we have WAVE. Alright, so now we need to see which two elements are common. So is H in both sets? No, it is not. Is E in both sets? Yes, it is. Is A in both sets? Yes, it is. Is T in both sets? No, it is not. Now let's check the other one. Is W in both sets? No, it is not. Is V in both sets? No, it is not. So now we only have A and E. That means there's only two elements, and that's your answer. Next, 2 miles equals how much feet? Alright, so first you need to know how much feet is 1 mile. 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Alright, knowing this, we can just do 2 times 5,280. That is just 10,560, and that's your answer. Next, Hope has 9 and 15-cent stamps. What is the largest sum she cannot create using her stamp? Alright, so this problem is called the largest unattainable sum. So the formula for this problem is just m times n minus m plus n in parentheses. Alright, this is actually very simple. So we just need to multiply the 9 and 15, which is 9 times 15, minus the 9 plus 15. Alright, so 9 plus 15 is 24, and 9 times 15 is 135. 135 minus 24 equals 111, and that's your answer. Next, what is the slope of the line passing through the points 9, negative 11, and negative 3, negative 7? Alright, so all we have to do is we have to subtract negative 7 minus negative 11 over negative 3 minus 9. The reason for this is this problem where you're solving for the slope, the formula for that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we substitute our numbers, we get negative 7 minus negative 11 over negative 3 minus 9. Now we can simplify this equation. So negative 7 minus negative 11. Because of the two negatives, it becomes a positive. So it becomes negative 7 plus 11. That is just 4. Next, negative 3 minus 9. So negative 3 minus 9 becomes negative 12 because you're subtracting from a negative. And now, you can divide out the 4 in both of these numbers to get negative 1 over 3. And that is your answer. Next, simplify the root of 140. Alright, so if you have the root of 140, we need to do the square root of that, which is just the 2 number, or the 1 number, that multiplied by itself gets to 140. However, there is no one number like that. It's an improper number, or an irrational number. That means it is not a real number. Okay, so now we have to see how else can we solve this. Well, we can break down this 140 into other square roots and solve. So 140 can be broken down into 35 and 4. So that's 35 and 4. So now this can be written as the square root of 4 times 35. Now, if you know The square root of 4 is 2. You could bring out the square root of 4 outside to make it 2 times the square root of 35. And that is your answer. Next, 30 degrees equals what in radians? Alright, this is a very simple problem. So all you have to do is multiply the degrees, 30 degrees, times pi over 180 degrees. Alright, so the 30 degrees and 180 degrees cancel out to 1 over 6 pi. You don't need the 1, so it just becomes pi divided by 6. And that's your answer. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to show your support. These videos take a lot of effort to make, and I would really appreciate it.